virus, where it's coming from. We have been discussing for many months, both by emails and, of course, on your great show, the evidence that, in fact, which is to me overwhelming, that this is indeed a, quote, reverse-engineered, laboratory-created virus structure, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we talked about the Novartis patent, which was actually issued in 2009, February, just this year, and paragraph 32 of that patent says this vaccine that Novartis is creating it says the word may be to combat a reverse-engineered virus. Okay, so there's a may.
It's right in their patent wording, huh?
Right in their patent wording. So, wait a minute, may, well, I had a great 4-day conference in Kalispell, Montana. I spent an average of 5 hours a day on live radio, which was simulcast all over the planet, really. I got calls from all over the place. Okay, it was a great opportunity. And the crux of this whole conference is declaring the evidence that this is indeed a man-made event from day one, starting in 1997 with Jeffrey Taubenberger and his work at Fort Detrick and the reverse engineering of the 1918 killer virus. Okay, so there's not enough time to go into all that in this hour, but let me just kind of recap. I had a caller come in and asked about the Medimmune flu mist product that was primarily being touted as the vaccine that will be given to all these school-age children, right?
Right, sure.
So they were asking, what do we know about that? What's the live virus structure of this? Can you find out anything about it? Well, wait a minute. I thought, well, if Novartis patented their IV injection, right, their intramuscular vaccine, surely Medimmune might do the same thing. So on a hunch, I went in and searched the U.S. Patent Office's database for anything with Medimmune, and I got to tell you what I came up with will just blow your mind.
Okay, we'll do that in just a minute. Hang on. Note just in now, over 2,000 students at Washington State University already stricken with swine flu during the first 2 weeks of classes. Talk about creating amazing petri dishes for this stuff to just explode. The school settings are perfect. Couldn't be any better. And then they get to take it home to the parents, and that's how it runs. Be right back with Dr. A. True Ott, Ph.D., N.D., in just a couple minutes. Washington State University handing out to the students flu kits, including a thermometer, painkillers, throat lozenges, sport drinks, hand sanitizer, and tissues. Most students have the illness for 3 to 5 days, says the university, calling it discomfort. So far, not unexpected. So far, so good in terms of mortality. Although, when you do read the data from the nation's schools as a whole, there are a lot of young people who are dying unnecessarily. So we'll see where this goes. Go ahead, True, please.
Well, as I was saying before the break, I wanted to find out as much as I could about what was going into this Medimmune nasal spray, okay? Because that's what's going to be given according to all of the data we've got from health departments to the nation's school children. So I came across a patent under Medimmune that I did a double take. I says, can this be real?
Whose patent is it?
This was applied for and issued to Medimmune Company, which is right down the street from Fort Detrick in Rockville, Maryland, right? Yeah.
Right.
And it was the title was benign enough, unless you're a crazy researcher, you're not going to be reading these boring patent documents. But this one, just because it had Medimmune on it, I thought this is interesting. It was basically the title was how to structure the the H and N proteins of a virus, right? Well, digging into this 148-page patent that was granted in 2008, my jaw dropped off the floor because guess what? It is this virus that we're talking about now.
2008.
Yeah, they actually patented this virus.
They knew.
You're talking, see, I say this because they list all of the gene clades that were basically
unreal
forced on this.
I got it.
Okay?
I'm
sitting here,
mm-hmm.
And I bounced it off of 3 macrobiologists to make sure that I'm right on this. I make sure I'm not reading something into it. And they didn't email me back. They called me on the phone, and they said, this is beyond belief. You're absolutely right. They're patenting this recombinant swine flu / human flu / bird flu, and here's how they did it. Again, you compare the verbiage in this patent and go back to the 6 years of papers published by Taubenberger, Terence Tompe, and
right.
others in the team,
right.
and it's word for word. So it becomes very clear you're patenting this for one reason and one reason only. You're going to use it as a worldwide weapon. I mean, think about it. I mean, if I were to come up with a breakthrough in a laser that zaps somebody, wouldn't I want to patent that before I implemented it to the military? Medimmune received the...
Isn't it funny, Drew, how these people come up with death and they still think about the buck? They want to make sure they get their profits.
Well, it's just so stunning because the Medimmune spray, mm-hmm. what makes it unique to them is the structure of the viruses in it. Because you're talking a live virus structure in this spray. Now, let's make sure that listeners clearly understand what we're talking about here. This Medimmune spray is planned on being given to kindergarten through 8th grade, middle school kids primarily, in the schools through Kathleen Sebelius' HHS program. This is a painless little spray. They'll come in, squirt, 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 and they'll give it just down the line. But you'll be shedding... These children will be shedding these live viruses everywhere they go for anywhere from 3 to 21 days.